We are live! Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on The Show Must Go On line. Today's guest is Christopher Morucci. How are you doing today?
Doing so well. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for joining. It's so fun how the Freestyle of Supreme Academy.
Academy. Me.
Yes. It just brings together so many characters, wouldn't you say?
Oh, certainly. It's been so much fun getting to know you through just online ciphers.
I know. Isn't that so funny how, like, we go from having these, like, little rap recesses or sometimes big in the actual, like, in the gym. But then now that it's online, you get to know so many more people that, like, might not have been able to make it to those indoor recesses.
I know. Yeah, I actually just graduated through the program, so I've only known the online recesses. So it's been neat just getting to know people that literally I've never interacted with in person or in real life. But knowing that there's this community that I was able to just jump into, it's so lovely.
Yes, it is so lovely. And to everyone who's commenting, I see you, Jennifer Rappaport. Yes, hello. Says, yay, FLSA. Who knew what a cipher was before now? True. We are expanding our knowledge. We are expanding our skill set. Sometimes I just go into a beat like this. It's like the brain can just do some freestyling. Why don't you take it away? You don't have to freestyle if you don't want to, but hey, what do you say?
Oh, thank you for passing it off. Oh, with no beat, we might be a little soft with the rhythm, but we know we gonna get into it. Oh, I can't wait to chat with you, SHO.
Yes. I sometimes find when I'm with other FLSA members, it's like I can't help but like almost talk in a freestyle, talk in a rhyme. Like it's almost a problem because it's like people don't just talk like that, but then you do like these Sunday rap recesses and your brain just like flips over.
Oh, it's great when it clicks in, because otherwise you're just walking around hearing the beats in your head and just ordering coffee and just rapping to them. It's great. It's great.
You get these like weird looks and you appreciate them. You start to appreciate the weird looks.
Oh, certainly.
So let's get into your origin story. What kind of got you into the path of creativity that you're on now?
Oh, for sure. I'm from small town Montana, which is like a really rural area, really like conservative, agriculturally space.
Yeah.
And so I came into the arts a little late in life, but I started dancing when I was like would have been a senior in high school. And it really changed my life drastically, because before that I had always liked to sing or do stuff at home, but it was a fun way that really brought my confidence up. It changed my life in a way that I didn't expect, and was not available to me most of my life, and I'm so thankful for that. Yeah, I work mostly in musical theater, and so it was a great entry point for me. I ended up going to college for psychology and global public health, but I danced the whole time through. There was a musical theater and dance school there, and they welcomed me into dance classes and performances. But it wasn't until like my junior year of college that I did my first musical, and it was a chorus line, and it was super fun because it was just a great way to integrate someone with a little dance ability. And I had so much privilege going into it because Montana does not have a large arts community, let alone a large arts community of male dancers. And so it really set me up for success in a way that I am so thankful for, and acknowledge that privilege that I had that led me to that. But.
Nicely said. Yeah, it is good to acknowledge our own privileges and how that sets us apart and helps us, and how you use that to like kind of make sure there is more equity and give back. So well said.
Thanks.
So that's so cool. You know, it's funny when you get to know someone through like one channel and you're like, I didn't know that you were a dancer, and that's like was such a core of yours.
Oh yeah, it's so funny because literally all I know about you is what I've learned while rhyming with you, because we've never really had a conversation that has not been to some meter of some kind. So this is great. But yeah, no, I love dance. I love dance. I got started the the small town that I'm from is like 3,500 people, and
Wow.
yeah, and that's the big town that I moved to after like an even smaller town. At one point in my life, believe it or not, I lived in a town of 8 people, and
No,
yeah,
you didn't.
I did. My mom taught a one-room schoolhouse, and because there was a part of the state that didn't have access to public education within like a few hours drive, and so these were for all farmers and ranchers kids, and there were like 12 kids in a K-8 one-room schoolhouse, and there were only 8 people that lived in the town. I was the only person under the age of 35 that lived within this like the town border, because my mom, my stepdad, and I lived in the teacherage right across the street from the school.
Wow.
But
The more you know. Do do do.
do 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 do. But yeah, I started dancing when I was in high school because there was a scholarship offered, because they hadn't had like a boy dance there in about 10 years, and because arts was really not the thing in rural Montana. Football, wrestling, very much the heteronormative masculine identity that perpetuates that whole space was just so clear. But it was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Really, really. Then my first year there, I was teaching an all boys tap class, and we had like by the time I left, we had 12 kids, the 12 boys in this dance studio. And I was so lucky to have been like able to see that growth from coming in as the first one in a while, and then having like younger guys that kept going through the setup and kind of shattering those norms that was built into just this homogenous zone that was Central Montana.
We love to shatter those norms. Yes. That's so cool, because you do often hear about like, you play football, or you do this, or you're supposed to do this, or you're supposed to be like that. And the more we can break that and be like, what brings you joy? What are you happy doing? Do you feel like yourself when you're playing sports, or when you're singing or dancing or doing both, or maybe it's debate team, or, there's so many options out there. Why are we limiting people?
I totally agree. When you only give someone half of the spectrum of life like available to them, it really diminishes just humans in general, which is not a good way to move forward in any shape or form. So
true. And y'all might be hearing this adorable dog barking. That would be Slim. He's outside, and I left the door slightly open. Like, Slim, you can come in if you'd like. He came in the room yesterday with Anissa, and it was amazing.
So cute.
So we might get a Slim sighting. He likes. I'm trying to figure out with the flip here, but right over here you'll see a couch, and he loves to just like lay down right there, and it's like the best. So just stay tuned. It could happen, it could not, but we hope it does.
Yeah, there's a slim chance either way.
This is why we're friends. This is. I can't believe I didn't say that. That was. I'm feeling that. So, are you a pet person?
Oh, for sure. But I'm faux show. I'm a border collie guy. Always grew up with border collies, because like starting in that like small town. All of my friends were rancher kids or farmer kids, and they would have like cattle herding dogs, and border collies are great for that. And anytime there would be like a runt of the litter, one that wouldn't be good at chasing things around and making sure everything's in place, our family would adopt that guy. And I've always had border collies of some facet or another, and they have my heart. They're just the smartest little being, and so sweet.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes, I am so fond of pets, and specifically dogs. Like, I'm allergic to cats. I'm sure they're great. I'm so happy for all of you cat people and like gerbil people. Amazing. Like, live it up, live your best life. But dogs have my heart, like you said. Like, specifically, I've had other adorable dogs in my life who I love so much. But spending quarantine with Slim has like there's like this added element, the fact that we're like both here, and he usually doesn't have like anyone chilling with him like all day, every day. And we just have one another. And that's the true love story of quarantine, me and my pet.
That's so sweet. No, that's so true though. The world-shattering difference for dogs that used to be alone from 9 to 5, that now have all this family time and love time. I do want to go back. You brought up gerbil people, which out of the categories of like animal people, cat people, I've always there's a strong dichotomy between dog people and cat people. Where did gerbil people fall in like in the middle area? Are they?
That's a good question. Good point. I feel like they're that other category that are like, I'm tired of the bullshit of the two of you. I got my cool gerbil. We're better than you. They're chill. I don't know. I'm totally just placing that on them. But I've had a friend who has a gerbil, and they love them because they're like, I actually know zero about gerbil maintenance, so they might be a lot of work. They might be little work. I am now just freestyling my thoughts about gerbils. And if you are a gerbil person, please let us know. Let us know your life.
Yeah, the phone lines are open. And so if you can, SHO, can you just give them your personal phone number, and then they'll call into you, and you'll put them on speaker, and we'll talk to their gerbil. We would prefer it if you didn't talk once you opened up the phone, but you just put their phone on speaker and put it next to the gerbil cage. Or if they're free-range gerbils that you let run around your house, that's even better.
What about like a FaceTime? That would be cool. Or they could just join this StreamYard right now.
So we'll be waiting at the dials for those FaceTimes?
Yeah. And you know what? I've actually heard that gerbils have telepathy. So I'm giving you the address. I don't know. You know what? I just yes-anded you, and I hope you appreciate that.
Oh, I did. There was a strong yes.
That's kind of FLS though, right? Like, did you see them on Broadway?
I actually gotta go catch them like the final week of shows. I got an email that I found out about like joining the Academy, and it was the last week of their show, so I was able to. After that, I was like, okay, now I need to go see it, and so I got a ticket that day and saw the show that night, and it was the Friday of closing, and it was phenomenal. Not only one of the best improvised shows I've ever seen, but one of my favorite experiences that I've had live. It was so amazing.
Wow, that's so cool, because like I found out about the Academy through being such a big FLS fan, and it's cool to hear the other way. So how did you hear about the Academy in the first place?
Oh, I have a buddy that actually did the bars workshop.
Yes.
And she knew somebody that had done both, and it actually might have been Anissa that she knew, my buddy Alexis. And she's like, you should look out for this, because before I knew about this, I do write raps, and I love comedy raps and all that jazz, but I try to write both a mixture of serious for me, which is not serious, but it's not comedic, and then a mixture of humorous musical instances. But because of that, she knew how much I loved rap, and so she mentioned it to me, and then I was on the lookout for it.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. The way, like, you know, we had mentioned that we met through the Academy online with the rap recess, but you put out this video, and that's what made me be like, all right, this person's legit. So let's talk about that, like the Netflix and chill and that whole, I just like, I rewatched it yesterday because it was, and I'm just like laughing like the Phoebe. Okay.
So to anyone that's not seen that particular video, I wrote a song called Press Play, and it's just about it. I actually started writing it before quarantine, about like how people watch TV all the time. But once quarantine happened, I readapted it and reimagined it, and it felt like it fit pretty well. But it's just about spending the entirety of your time watching TV on your computer. And I had a fun time with that. And my buddy, Noah Friend, helped me by directing and editing that video. Like, wonderful work. I can't do that. I'm okay at mixing and mastering music, but like the work that he did with that video was
chef's kiss.
chef's kiss. So good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just gonna say, like, the production value, like sometimes people put out a video that's like well thought out, or like the words are really funny, or like, but this had like all of the pieces that really worked together, and the response was phenomenal.
Oh, thanks. It was so great for people to like it. It made me really happy. I originally wanted to write a show that like I was like, who are my celebrity like dream people that I would love to work with, and I'll just name drop them in a song, and then hopefully they'll cast me in something. And so it was purely a selfish thing that I'm glad other people enjoyed. I was like, if I put Rachel Brosnahan's face in this, does that make me friends with Rachel Brosnahan?
Yes. Yes, a lot of times it's the passion projects that actually get you noticed in the first place, because you're so excited about what you're doing. And like, I mean, that's how this all started, was I love theater so much and I love reporting. And I thought, let's marry the two.
Oh, that's amazing. I also have like a big heart for theater. It's one of my favorite methods of sharing love. You know what I mean? And it's awesome. I've watched as many of your videos as I can, and they're always so fun. And thank you for making things like this.
Thank you.
And including me, in it in any way, shape, or form. It's a great honor. So thank you.
Well, you're so welcome. So lovely of you to say. It's really cool when you get to chat with other people that have that same sort of passion for whatever it might be, right? Like when people are passionate about something, there's that little extra spice in the air that you want to catch, you want to hold on to, because whatever it is, and I think like it's not to just keep going back to the academy, but there is something about this group of people that like are like letting themselves go into the unknown and just try it out, because if you fail, which there's no failing, you get another chance and you get to just keep going, and it's a safe space. And I love that feeling that there are so many people who just like love the idea of taking this class, whether you had a strong background in it or you were like, this just sounds like fun, and you just had that ability to do it. Is that what the process was like for you as well?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't say how, from the first moment of being in that creative and educational setting that they set up, how much kindness and support was already imbued in the air. I've had a lot of like creative educational experiences. I've taken classes and for a good while now, but the space that they make is just, it's really full of love, and that is one of the best things about it. I couldn't say a bad thing about anyone in the group or any experience that I had, because it's really one of the strongest and kindest and most supporting communities that I've stumbled into, and I'm so lucky to be a part of that.
Yay, and we're so glad you found us. I'm so glad we all found each other. Like, it's just, you really do bring this like extra positive energy when we go in our breakout groups and I see you're in there. I'm like, yes, Morucci.
Again, I know I said this before we started, but I like the way that you say my name, because I can't roll my R's, and it's better than I can say it, which is a shame to my Italian family and my Italian ancestry. But thank you for helping me on that one. No, oh my God.
Anytime. Brazilian. Yeah. I'm Brazilian, Italian, Egyptian, Jewish. I've got the R's.
Oh, love that. Good on you. Yeah, my tongue does not work the way it should when it comes to my own name. But
fair.
Yeah, I love interacting with you in ciphers. And ciphers are like online, or I mean, not necessarily online, but cipher is a space to share creative engagement, whether or not that's dance or rap or music, because there are so many different ways to cipher. But what we're talking about is like an online little community where there's different pods of us, and we're all freestyling together and sharing music and enjoyment and moments together. And it's a pure light. It's so much fun.
Thank you for that. Yeah, it's helpful sometimes when you're in a moment, you forget that other people watching might not know exactly what you're talking about, and they're just like, Oh, yeah, that. Cool. Cypher. Yes.
I know if anyone that I know is watching this, like people in Montana do not know what ciphers are. I was one of 4 people in my hometown that ever listened to hip hop music, and yeah, but I adore it.
So what is it like coming from such a small town and then like living it up in the city?
I mean, it's a big change for sure. I've had a couple experiences with like the mega city vibe. While I was in college, I did an internship actually in Tokyo, and I lived there for a period of time, which was like my first experience with a mega city of just more people than I had ever been around. Montana as a state, it's like I think the 5th largest state, but it has a million people in it. And so if you think of the size of California, but with 1 million people, you just have so much space. Right. And I experienced this more when I was in Tokyo, but there were moments where I'd have to try to block it out just to focus in on like, I am surrounded by so many people. There's so much stimulation going on at all times. Right. That I would like find walls or non-moving spaces and just focus. But I adore New York. I've always loved this city. I was planning on moving out here back when I was also planning on working in the mental health field. Because definitely out of college, I did not see myself working professionally in the arts, and I've been so lucky to do so. But I definitely was looking for post-undergraduate entry-level positions in the field of psychology and global public health.
Wow. There is kind of that combination of psychology and mental health and the arts and the way that they work together. I don't know if you've heard of my friend Elisa, who goes by Dr. Drama. She's a clinical psychologist and also is like a huge theater fan. She hosts similar type of interviews about mental health, especially now during quarantine. And it's interesting whenever she talks about like how being in this world and then that world and the two, that there's actually like way more in common with the two fields and the people that choose to either go into either one. So it's so interesting that also was kind of your journey.
Oh, I almost couldn't say it better. I think the same things that drew me to psychology in the first place, the like the individuality and the human aspect of the study that really is such a personal experience on not just self-reflection and discovery, but engaging and helping share and helping advance the human experience that comes from psychology. I think were the same human things that drew me to musical theater in particular, but live performance, just the aspect of sharing and giving feeling that comes from this specific world and this specific caveat in live performance is really remarkable, and it's unlike other experiences that I've had. The instances when you in particular are on stage, this is just an example that I've had, and you're sharing a moment with an audience, it really is a sharing, a give and take. There's a direct connection in that, whether or not that's musical theater or rap or any live performance, a speaking engagement, anything like that. There's a sharing that happens that is so like quintessentially human that is really, really beautiful.
Right. So beautiful. And the trust that happens when you're opening up your heart and you're giving so much of yourself. Oh, Slim sighting. Yes. Hi, Slimbo. You know, I should just name, I call him Slimbo, and I think that's just going to be his official name now because, you know, that's what's up.
Is that fancy Slim when Slim's wearing a bow tie? Slimbo?
Yes, sir. He's just, you know, he's so funny because sometimes he'll just sit on the floor. He has this wonderful couch. He has a wonderful bed right there. And he's like, you know what? The floor sounds really nice. Thank you for giving me this space. It's been a long day for him. He just, could you imagine being a dog? Just the waking up, the eating, the water, the chasing after bunnies. It's exhausting.
I don't think I could do it. No. I know. So
I
much
believe in you.
love and energy. I don't. What? I've never loved anything that much.
I know. Oh, good dog talk. Any gerbils? I haven't heard any phones ringing. Come on.
Yeah, I can't see the comments. Well, where are we at, people?
Yeah. oh, and Jennifer is saying I got to be in class with Christopher. He was a blast to be with.
Jennifer, I love you so dearly. You are just pure joy.
Yay. It's so cool. I love these connections and everything. So with We Are Freestyle of Supreme coming out on Friday, are you excited for that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I can't wait to get more into what led to the development of this space that I am so lucky to be a part of. I mean, there are a few things that I've done as much over quarantine as freestyle rap with these people that I've met through this. At one point, because I was doing multiple ciphers a week with FLSA, and then doing like not private lessons, but like subset coaching with other FLSA members, I was freestyling 3 or 4 times a week with people, and I can't wait to really engage in what led to this wonderful community that I am so lucky to be a part of.
Yes, exactly. It's so cool to think that someone had the foresight to be filming all those many moons ago, and it's gonna be so cool. Like, I love a good origin story. I love seeing like where they are today and where they came from, and the fact that like so many of these people were like, you know, are Tony winners and Pulitzer Prize winners, but like you get to see them just like starting out with one another, like dropping a beat and seeing where that goes, and just like in this like black box room, and like that to me is like, I wish I could have known about them before, because isn't it so much fun when you get to be like that spy on the inside, when you get to know about something before like the general public does? And in a way it's almost like we do, because having it on Hulu is gonna just reach like so many more eyes.
Oh, for sure. I can't wait for these people that I know so much to have that response, for people to know how much work and how wonderful these people are. It's going to be great.
Yes. So I want to hear more about like what you've been up to. What's your professional journey through musical theater and everything that you've been up to?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Recently, not a lot's been going on. No. I'll kind of work backwards, I guess. It's to see if my memory does me any good at this point. But over quarantine, I've been lucky enough that even though I have been out of work, and it'll be a minute before I can work in the field that I do love again. But I've been able to continue writing, specifically with a couple groups of people. I have an online sketch show that I've been like writing and producing, and like with some friends that'll be coming up at the end of the month. And that's been fun to work on with them. Most of the things that I'm doing now are from the communities of people that I've met along the way, and so I'm so thankful for everything that's led to this point, because it's maintained a sense of community for me through this. And without that, I already talked to my walls, but they've kind of stopped talking back. And that's a scary thing. I can't wait for those bricks to give me input again, because it's really helpful.
It's super helpful.
But artistically, before this, with that same group of like comedy writers, I was producing an off Broadway like sketch show, and we were doing that. We had a show set up for like 2 weeks after quarantine hit. So it's okay. That's how life went. It's really bottom of the barrel when it comes to what has changed. So it's fine. But I most recently got to perform in an off-Broadway production of A Christmas Carol that was really lovely. I met some dear friends in there, and then they kind of brought me into a comedy burlesque group, which does like live, sexy, funny performances. And I definitely lean more towards the funny side than the sexy side. And I'm very lucky to know all of them. Their name is Comedy Burlesque. And before that, Oh gosh, I'm already having a hard time reaching in my mind. Um,
Pull it out.
Yeah.
Pull the things.
About this time, actually, last year, I was choreographing some devised theater pieces in China, and that was a wonderful experience. I got to work with some really amazing people, and in general, theater for young audiences is a big part of my life and why I love the arts, because I didn't have access to those sorts of things when I was growing up, and would have loved to engage in those. And I know that my life would have changed sooner than it did, than me really getting into it in college, like after I had put in so much life work, you know. But I was lucky enough to go and choreograph. We put together, I think, 5 shows in that were all written and devised by the students that we were helping. So we helped them write out their own scripts, and then we picked songs from like musical theater canon, and I would or stage them or choreograph them with wonderful directors and wonderful music directors. And it was a lovely, life-changing experience on that. Any chance to see kids really take control of their artistic journey and feel ownership over something like that is really, really beautiful. And the reason why I ended up there was before that I was doing a show in Arizona. I do a lot of like regional theater work is mostly what I do, or I did. And I was doing a production of Schoolhouse Rock Live. Do you remember the Schoolhouse Rock videos? Like the I'm Just a Bill.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill.
Exactly. There's a staged version of that, and I was lucky enough to do that with Child's Play, which is one of the best theaters that works and focuses specifically on theater for young audiences, and that brings in like professional performers and perform shows that are geared towards audiences of just children. Like we'd have 300 or 400 kids twice a day in this theater in Arizona, and it was just this lovely experience, because a lot of kids now also don't know the canon of Schoolhouse Rock, because they were all up when like we were young, and oh yeah, they're amazing. But watching these kids engage with it for the first time was one of these really, really special things. The script of that one is like centers around this nervous teacher who is getting ready. He just like graduated college. He's getting ready to teach his first day of class, and he's so anxious. He wakes up early, and then he's like, oh, he finds it on TV, because that's what you do right before your first day teaching when you're nervous, is you watch TV.
Totally.
But then Schoolhouse Rock is on, and they come out of the TV and they interact with him, and then it goes through this jukebox musical of the songs, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Wow, that's so fun. I didn't know that was a thing, but I could imagine that being such a fun way to like engage with kids, and especially like use your talents in musical theater and connect with people. Like that's really, like you said before, like connecting with humans is what theater is all about, and that's the best.
Oh, it like without a doubt the best. It's great.
The best.
The best.
So are there any like dream roles, or do you want to write it yourself?
Because of the situation that the world's kind of in, I have been doing a lot of like not just writing for myself, but writing in general. And it is fun to use a very specific voice that is my voice. It is fun, but I don't know. I typically I'm happy to engage with groups anywhere. My track record is mostly like the featured ensemble member that comes out, like he's dancing most of the time, but then he's got like a part of a number and he's really silly and he falls down a lot, and then he kind of blends back into the ensemble. And but I don't know. I love shows that when I go and see shows, I really love the shows that I can't see myself in, like the ones that I wouldn't be in, because that's another great aspect of theater is like the shows that are mirror shows, ones that like show your life and you can see yourself in them, but then the window shows that are like looking into someone else's life. One of my favorites that I saw since I moved to New York was The Band's Visit. I saw so many times, and it's just one of my favorite pieces. And I could watch it over and over again, and it's just spectacular. I don't know. This has also been something that I've not been thinking about a lot when it comes to performing, like what I would do. Not out of panic that I might not be doing that for a while or anything. That's not why. But
oh no, I'm sorry to dig that up.
Oh my gosh! Don't you worry. Don't you worry. For sake of argument, we'll say something that I have not written yet, but we'll write at some point.
I like the optimism. It is, it is a tough time for so many reasons, and finding little pieces of joy, I think has been really helpful for me at least. But also saying things like Black Lives Matter is important to just say, because it's like, it's a fact that has become political, but it's just a fact. And so the more that I feel like I say it, you say it, we say it, that it's just like what we were saying before, like stop stigmatizing situations and what people can or can't do based off of anything. And I think that also plays a role in it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And art is innately, I've had discussions with so many close people in my life about like art's purpose and whether or not artists should be political. But art is innately political. It's the like image that you're given of a moment in time, and you can't cut politics out of that, because politics is the conversation of the world that's happening around you, and you can't have an image that you create of the world without having that impact in it. And just a reminder to all viewers, Black Lives Matter, of course they do, and that's going to be infused into art moving forward for, if not a very long time, forever, because that is an aspect of the world that at least now is being talked about at such a higher level than it was before, even though this is not a new issue. But that is kind of one of the great things about politics, is because as soon as they happen and these hard conversations happen, they are infused and embedded into the art that is made from that point on. Because art changed after World War II, art changed after the Vietnam War. Like you can clearly see it in the transition and trajectory of musical theater as well. You wouldn't have these very political pieces like Hair. Hair is like a great example of a very political piece that now is just fun to watch, but it is so imbued with the world and the state of the world that was around it when it was created.
Long, beautiful hair. Hair. I saw Hair back on Broadway when I was in high school. And I remember, I'm pretty sure they like invited everyone up on stage to like have a dance party at the end of the show. And like, it was crazy. Like you just I couldn't imagine doing it today, but you just like, you left your jacket or whatever, you brought your purse, and you just like went on stage and just like danced the like encore or whatever it was. I mean, it feels like forever ago, so I don't remember it so clearly, but I was looking at a picture the other day and I'm like, we did that, didn't we? And that, like, what a cool thing for it to be such a like artsy but political piece, and then at the end have everyone come together.
That's one of the best things about art, is that really, whether or not it is a conscious engagement with the politics and the beliefs that are imbued in it, it is something that is happening, and you can't really take it away from it with any form of credibility. And so it's great that it allows you to engage in that mindset and in that space while doing it. I love it. I love Hair. I love all these things.
Yes, excellent. So let's take a moment here and see what you've cooked up for us.
Ooh, yeah. Give me 1 second as when SHO asked me if I wanted to do anything, I couldn't decide, and I didn't want to come up with it on the spot. So I made like, not a mega mix, but like a mashup of 3 different things that I've written recently. And the first one is, again, like not a serious song, but it's not a comedic song, I hope. And then you'll hear 2 other beats of more comedic character-based things. And we'll see how this goes. But give me 1 second because I think my speaker turned off. And so if you can stall for time, that would be amazing.
I will just chat with the fine folks watching. Hello, y'all. So good to see all of you. I love seeing the comments. And I know a lot of people also catch these like on the weekends or whenever they have free time. So if you're watching this in the future, hello. I hope the future is treating you well. I guess it's the present, but for us, it's the future. Don't you ever find that when you're just talking to yourself in a camera, you don't know what's going to happen, what you're going to say? Chris, take your time. I'm having a wonderful time. Slim is still just living his best life on the floor right here. I wish that he would say hi, but it's really hot. And when it's hot for a dog, it's a dog's life. It is just tough. And they just live it up. And sometimes we get ready, and sometimes we are here. And we've got thumbs up. Take it away.
Oh, I'm already so nervous. Okay, here we go. I have the words in front of me in case people thought I memorized this because I mixed this today, so I do not trust myself. Here we go. This is for the gerbil people. I hope y'all can hear the music because if not, this is going to be awkward. Tying up my laces like I'm gonna go running, singing while I'm passing, best believe it, I'm humming. Probably think I'm gonna go do something dumb and start again from scratch, but y'all can't relax. I'ma take that mistake, I'ma put it on wax. Excuse you, pardon me, gonna make it part of me. It's part of my artistry, what I'm trying to say. Failure is a part of the art for me. I'm never gonna be perfect, won't stop me from putting the work in. Each song is practice, I suppose. The music is poetry, the flow is my prose. I'm gonna write whatever I can, share with you the feeling of being who I am. I'll paint it just for you to see what life is like for Morucci. Back again, even though I just started. Together again, but you know we never parted. Ask how I've been, where should I begin? Just right off, better dive back in. Back in, just right off, better dive back in. Back in, just right off, better dive back in. Howdy there, partner. Rappers these days be talking cowboy this and cowboy that, but just mad cow pucky if you ask me. Their rhymes couldn't hold their weight in hay. So I'm about to show you what a real cow man looks like. I hear about New York or LA. Feels like damn near every day. Homie, I don't rap that way. I ain't from Bushwick or the Bay. If you wanna pass a test to find out who is the best, come chill with the workhorses in the wild, wild west. Better believe I'll be your workhorse if you'll be my twerk horse. Standing with a smirk horse, cause I've got a quirk horse. Saddle up your partner, you know we going harder. I'm ready and I'm able to add her to my stable. Hope y'all are ready to go to church. Rhymes and religion, nobody faster. I'm your congregation's new youth pastor. I was brought in for the kids in high school to show them what makes Jesus so cool. I'm the kind of bro to dap you up. I know exactly what to say to the youth. Oh, you want some proof? Oh, I got your proof. Yo, start in the morning, going all night long. Just take it from Andrew, Peter, James, and John. Living without sin is how we do this. Never giving in, do I look like Judas? Catch a girl's eye when I flash my bling. Then I whisper in her ear, yo, it's my purity ring. Rolling deep, got room in my minivan. But we ain't gonna use it cause abstinence is my plan. Hit him with a humble brag. I got that youth pastor swag. Next time you see us, we'll be praising Jesus. Back again, even though I just started. Together again, but you know we never parted. Ask how I've been, where should I begin? Just right off, that to dive back in. And that's it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That was fabulous. Woo! Work it.
Oh,
that was phenomenal. Judy goes, purity rings, oh Lord.
Oh, just wait until the second verse of that one.
That I loved the trio we got. I love the variety. We got so many different aspects there. That the Gerbil people really got what they came for.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, again, that first one, his name was Christopher. The second one's name is Butch. And then the third one's name is Chet.
Thank you for the specifications because I needed to know who they were. I love a good backstory. Everything about it. Jennifer goes, the amazing brain of Morucci.
I hope that sounded all right to everybody because I definitely couldn't hear it.
That was brilliant. And I can't believe you just like threw that together. Like it's cool when someone takes something and they're like, oh yeah, I can give you like a little something. And then it's like that. Like that was amazing. What went into your brain creating that piece?
So there are three things that I've already done before or like have created. And I couldn't really pick one thing. I'm kind of an indecisive person. And I also want to save some of the things because I was thinking about doing a comedy song, but the Wild Wild West one with Butch is actually, I have a music video filmed that will be released at the end of this month along with that sketch show.
Ooh.
And so I wanted to save the piece in general, but give like the first beat of it to really like let you see what he's all about. And don't worry, there are horse backup dancers in the video. I know what the gerbils are going to be asking for, and they wanted horsies, and they want it.
You got to give it to them.
And they want them to be shirtless men in jean shorts that are wearing horsets, and that's what I'm giving them.
Thank you. I can't wait. I was trying to see if I had any more words for that. No,
I'm really excited. It was one of the best days I've had in a while was when I got a couple friends together in Prospect Park where we could all be spaced out and dance. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah. It's, and like you bringing us that joy right now, like I often find that like, especially now during quarantine, I've attempted to make everything like so perfect. Like, how can I do this? How can I make sure the lighting's this? How can I make sure the writing's as good as possible? And then when I just let it happen, you realize the joy is there and it comes out so much better than if you were to be like, is the audio as good as it can be? And is it like, that was so pure. It just was so good.
It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me do that because that was weird.
We love a weird thing. I'm all about that.
Also, I got this chain specifically for Chet, but I think I might be a chain guy. Like I got
gang. Yeah, I just got this necklace, which it's so tiny, you probably can't see it.
Ooh,
but my friend Andy showed me this like local Etsy shop, and I love a local Etsy shop. And she had these necklaces with this little like turquoise design, and I thought I could use a turquoise necklace. Thank you for sharing that to me. Yeah, this is just a PSA. If you know of a good local shop or local restaurant, local coffee shop, send them my way. I love to shop local. It's the best thing. Are you a coffee fan?
I'm not. I'm a tea guy. If it helps, I can email you a song that I have that's called Tea Time that really explains my love for tea. I just justify this. But yeah, coffee. I just don't like the taste. Honestly, it's always been kind of gross to me. Which I know is a strong opinion to have. But I just love me a good tea. I like, like you can start your day with it. You can end your day with it. You can drink it in the bathtub. It's like the three things that I do every day: wake up, go to sleep, and bathe. It's perfect.
Yeah, some people have like the shower beer, but have you ever tried a bath? I was gonna say a bath babe, a bath tea. No, have you? Because that sounds great.
I have a dream because that's one of those videos that or one of those songs that I'd like to make a video of, where I get a bunch of tea bags and I steep them in a bathtub, and and then I'm in the bathtub. That is a dream that I have, and I think about it most nights when I go to sleep.
Oh my gosh. I hope that happens. I think the world might need that.
I hope that can happen too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it's just like the creativity. I will say though, like, coffee is life. So like some people just like don't get that, and that's okay. You know what? Like that's okay. I know Anissa also said that she's not a coffee drinker, and we had like a whole thing about that yesterday. So really? Yes, this is I've now found.
Have you mended the relationship since then? Are you talking?
We're good now. Okay. We're good now. But like even with you, like this felt like I needed to take a second and really like hone it in, because like it's part of my identity.
Yeah, we're not going to talk again after this. I hope you know that.
I know. It was so great. Thank you so much for coming. Imagine. It's just like, I only bring that up because there are little things in life that just like make you happy. And whatever that is, especially being in quarantine, it's helped me to like appreciate those little things even more. So like I just ordered this like fun local woman owned coffee that's like coming in over the next few days, and I'm so excited about. And like I haven't been this excited for a new thing to just like arrive in like a little while. So it's fun. Do you have anything like that that's just like a fun little piece of joy?
I know. I'm trying to think. Like usually when I'm searching for those joy things, it these days has been like sitting down and writing something, or like playing with you over Zoom. But over quarantine, I'm not a runner, but I've been running a lot because I've not been able to go to like dance classes. And and again, this is another one of those opinions that like people differ on. I'm not a big fan of the online dance classes. I don't have a lot of space in my like work apartment, but it's not the same experience that I had before. And I really miss that. But if I wasn't moving at all, I would be losing my mind even more than I already have, which most people say I'm about the same, but I feel crazier. So I'm not sure how to interpret that. But going for runs is really, really like the little joy that I try to find most days. I'm lucky enough to be pretty close to Prospect Park, so I get to run through the park, which is so lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so nice. Yeah, we have this nice backyard out here, and just sitting and walking. And a lot of times, like since I have to post to social media for my work, I'll do that while I'm like just walking back and forth. Sun is shining here in Washington State. It is beautiful. And I'm like, you got to take those little moments of joy, because that's all we got. So, some of these comments, amazing.
I lost you viewers, didn't I?
Yeah. We were at like 1 million, and now it's just like, I'm so sad about that. Come on. So I always love to make sure to ask if there are any nonprofits or charities that you want to give a shout out.
Oh, for sure. One of the organizations that I started working with when I was like pretty early on in my career, and I worked with them a little bit in college and then thereafter, and it's one of the organizations that really helped me move into the world of the performing arts, is MCT, which is like the Missoula Children's Theater. Not only did I like help teach some of their day camps and choreograph for them, but I was lucky enough to be a part of settings where we would have the children of like Navy personnel from all over the world came up to Montana, and we did like this devised theater sort of setting with them where they wrote their own shows and we got to choreograph, and just being in a setting with arts engagement for kids that usually don't get it, because what they do and how people would probably know the Missoula Children's Theater is the red trucks that travel across the country and the world, helping teach kids theater skills. And so what they do is they will have tour actor directors go and they travel to these communities that don't have access to theater education and that sort of thing. And they will put on these camps where they cast the kids in the camps, and then they do lessons over these shows that are made for these kids to perform in. And then they get to put on these shows at the end of the time that MCT is there with them. And I want to shout out to them, because this is a really hard time for them, because it's a massive part of their organization, and they can't do it right now. So any support that they can have would be great. And then there's also one of my dear friends runs Broadway for All, which is an anti-racism group that focuses on getting kids that, again, would not have access to the arts and gives them education at like the Broadway level with Broadway performers and these people, and tries to break the gap that is often there in like the systemically racist and divided like just setting that theater often unfortunately falls into, because it is a privileged medium, and their goal is to bridge that gap that would often stop people from engaging in those arts. So I would love to shout out, again, that's MCT, the Missoula Children's Theater, and Broadway for All.
Thank you so much for both of those. Yes, it's really important how the arts can change and save lives, and it's not something to take for granted, especially right now when people are at home. We don't know everyone's home life situation, and especially having something like the art or something to look forward to next year, like those pieces of hope, that is so important. So thank you for sharing those experiences and those moments. And Judy's actually saying my two youngest did a summer camp with the touring group a number of years ago. So look at that.
That's like straight up one of the best organizations that I've ever had the privilege of working with. There's a great love there. Oh, also, check out your local bail funds, because again, Black Lives Matter is real, and it's here, and we gotta support any way we can.
Yes, thank you. And to add to that, I just posted a photo earlier today, but there's my friend Sis, who is on this series and who I actually met because Sis was up on that stage at FLS and just took it away, stole the show. They have Sis and some friends created the Next Generation Project. And as a group, they're selling t-shirts and like these great colors like pink, purple, teal, and one other color I can't remember, but those three are fun. And the money is going directly to help Black, Indigenous, people of color, trans, non-binary get funds. So by getting a really cool shirt that I was just wearing earlier, and I will wear it again right after this, you can be rocking that and helping people out. What a win-win.
Oh,
Don't you love those win-wins?
Oh, win-wins? Oh, yeah. And if you wear that shirt, you can be SHO's win-win twin while you're matching shirts.
Yes. We love that. We love a matching twin shirt. So good. Yeah, if you do get that, tag me, tag Sis. It's really cool. Lynn wore his shirt earlier and it just like blew up, and it's cool. I call it the Lynn effect. It's cool when like someone has like that power and they use it for good. Use your power for good, people. So where can people find you on social media? And you mentioned it earlier, but what should people like be keeping an eye out for in the near future?
Oh, for sure. You can find me at Christopher Morucci on all the social medias. I'm mostly on Instagram, but I also do like some TikTok stuff. It's just the things that I do on Instagram that I then post to TikTok. So Instagram is the place to go. At Christopher Morucci there. And the last name is Morucci, like Moore and Gucci got squished together. And towards the end of the month, I'll be doing an online sketch show with a group called Sponsored By. And I'll be posting more details about that on my social media, but you can also find them. There's not anything posted yet because we've not announced it officially, but at like Sponsored By Haha. And that's on all the things. But yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It was so much fun chatting and like actually getting to know you better. Part of this joy of this series is just like getting to know your friends better, and what a fun way to do it.
I know. I'd like to do this again where I don't talk so much and I get to learn more about you.
How the tables will turn.
Yeah, if you ever need a guest host, I'll pop on.
Ooh, I will keep that in my brain right there. Thank you for that. And if you want to get to know me better, y'all can join the Showtreons. What a good transition. Thank you for that. So as you can see here, bwaySHO across the banner, y'all can just type in patreon.com/bwaySHO. And it's such a cool place to be if you want to support a local reporter and artist like myself. We do weekly trivia nights. We have video games. We're going to have a Freestyle of Supreme watch party. What? So much fun. And if you're like, I don't really have the funds right now, because I get that, you can just subscribe to bwaySHO YouTube, and that would be super cool and helpful as well. Every little subscription helps. And that was my bwaySHO pitch. I hope you enjoyed it. I also want to share that the Show Must Go Online continues throughout quarantine. We are celebrating Freestyle of Supreme Week. Tomorrow we have the one and only, what are words? Andrew Jelly Donut Bancroft. What? That's going to be fun. And we're going to be taking some of your words like we did with Anissa and doing some freestyling. So you're going to want to come back and drop those word suggestions. And it continues. Chris Dela Cruz will be joining, Dr. Polly on Saturday. And we've got Bill Sherman next week, Nia from the Academy, so many people. You're just going to want to stay tuned. Come back to bwaySHO, because we have got the tunes. I'm going to take us out right here. Thank you, Morucci. You've been great. Thank you to everyone who's been on the plate just watching us freestyling. Yo, thank you. See you soon at the show.
Love everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.